Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up, my
I'm here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man. I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll
Brandon.
come out your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did. Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, welcome to Go Fun, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano, and it is Friday, November 12th, 2021. Glad you can make it, because you did it. You understand? You know what happened, right? You made it to Friday. Oh, mwah, the meatballs are so good. Weekend meatballs were just for me. COVID. So we're going to have a good time tonight because it's Friday. And this is what we wait for. We wait for the nights where we can stay up late and have good conversation, where we can hang out with our friends and loved ones and maybe watch a movie or goof on for that matter. Maybe, just maybe, it will be a nice springboard to a Saturday just a few weeks before the Thanksgiving holiday begins. Don't forget, it is Thanksgiving this year. And who knows if there'll be a Christmas egg gush all over Santa's reindeer. So tonight we're going to talk about the moon. A little bit. Not a lot of bit. Not about half the show. But I didn't know it may be possible that Russia may have a base on the moon. That's right, DA moon. And it is possible the Americans have a base in the moon. They flipped a coin. Russians, if it lands on heads, you get the top layer. You get the top side. If it lands on tails, the Americans, you gotta dig into the moon. I'll flip the coin. And that's what happened. Because nobody knows. This is the same type of stuff we get in ufology, the paranormal, any type of study, research that's kind of fringe, that you can't prove, that's more of a personal experience than it is a wide, enhanced, group experience. Roll call, everybody! Carl Ann, welcome to the show. Denbub, welcome to this show. Unidentified S4, welcome to the show. Dr. Z Smith, calling Dr. Z's on the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Orders to go. Welcome to the show. Mom, what? Hi! Welcome to the show. Mr. DB Cooper, 7. Welcome back to the show. Felicia the Beautiful Flores, welcome to the show. Mr. Big Feet, welcome to the show. Stu Gerson, welcome to the show. Zach Diecast Montu, welcome to the show. Rockstar 8970 Abel, welcome to the show. Ivan Freely, welcome to the show. 25 seconds. Ghost Rider, welcome to the show. How you doing? Dark Sky Files, welcome to the show. Mike Johnson, welcome to the show. Jack Allen, welcome to the show. Ian McFadden, welcome to the show. Tim Frick, welcome to the show. Black Lotus Productions, what is up? Welcome to this show. Who are the stragglers with 10 seconds left? Grampy's Magic, that's a new one. Welcome to Goofon, welcome to the show. Max Popcorn number 2, welcome to the show. Stavros Stavro, welcome to the show. In 5, Lord Ludicrous Plaid, welcome to the show. Effie Joe Bob, welcome to this show. Alcy Tiger, Third Phaser, Goof on Rock Fam, welcome to the show. And that rounds it out. IR Film, people coming in through the front door. I'll get you if I can. Frank Malls, welcome to the show. RJ Does It All, welcome to the show. Game Vet 02, Abandon, how you doing, guys? Welcome to the show. And Chris Rogers, welcome to the show. Pete, welcome to the show. That takes care of all the welcomes. If I didn't catch you, it's not on purpose. Paul Fahey, welcome to the show. It's just we have show to do. You can help support Goof On with Super Chat, Super Stickers, PayPal, Cash App, and or join the Patreon of Goof On. All the links are in the description and on the homepage of Goof On. Just click on the About button and look for the links and scroll down a little bit. So, today I was on Alien Addict. Good time as always. Yeah. They were talking about Anjali. You don't move your lips when you say her name because you don't want her aliens to find out that you're talking about her. Anjali. But we're not going to talk about her here. Now, it is very interesting what's going on in our little community. Not my community of Twitter, but the community that is UFO Twitter, where Lue Elizondo is spreading joy and holiday wishes to all. It is a magical time to be alive on Twitter. Because, Lue is a turkey. He is. He's a jive turkey. He is. And I love every wing, every morsel. I wanna pour gravy and mash his potatoes. And he's watching right now going, yeah, you wish. I do. I like to break wings with you. Turkey wings. You understand? But he's out there. And he's talking about the quiet before the storm. We talked about it. Yes, I said storm. We talked about it yesterday. He's out there making the rounds. I just want to wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving next week. But it's quiet before the storm. Christopher Mullen. See, this is what I don't like. I smell something. And it's not turkey juice. I smell a rat. I do. I smell a rat. And it's not a movie director. Nope, not Jeremy Corbell. Someone else. It ain't that rat. I smell something that stinks. And I don't like it. I don't like this Avi Loeb, Lue Elizondo, Christopher Mullen, maybe Leslie Keane. joining forces with this magical and mystical way of getting money for the telescopes that are going to be strategically placed around the globe, and we're going to point them out into interstellar space. We don't know where, just wherever there may be a planet, but we're going to look for a Muamua type things, you know, aliens and UFOs. Oh, that is so adorable. You know who's been doing that forever? SETI. Huh? SETI. No. They're not doing what we're doing at the Avi Loeb Center of Bullshittery. What we're doing is we're looking for the motherships. Planet killers. What? That's no good. What are you talking about? That's a space station. Avi Loeb is the new Obi-Wan. Get it? Avi, Obi, Loeb, Wan. Follow me. Right? And Lue Elizondo is Luke Skywalker. Christopher Mullen is the evil. What is his name? Who's that guy? The dark, not Darth Sidious. The grandfather who ran everything. Evil wizard. That guy. He's him. The Emperor. Would you like to strike me down? I can feel your hate. Strike me down, and I will become more powerful than you'll ever imagine. I'm okay. Strike me. You already said that. More powerful than a locomotive. Yeah, we got it. No, that's Superman. That's the cast of characters. Leslie Keane. Who's Leslie Keane? Who would she be? Nah. You know who Kylo Ren is? Steve Cambion. He'd be Kylo Ren. He's got that look. That wasn't my thought. I didn't think... I mean, he does. He's got similar characteristics. He could be Kylo Ren, Truth Seekers. A good Kylo Ren. You know, the good side. Kylo Ren, I think, felt that good side the whole time. Don't you tell me he's like Elizondo. Oh, no, Elizondo is... Who is... No, Avi Loeb is Obi-Wan. Lue Elizondo is Luke Skywalker. I don't like that. Jabba the Hutt. Yeah. There's Jeremy Corbell's that little critter. That's who Jeremy Corbell is. Right? And Lou is definitely Elizondo.
Posta pista potuska.
That's Lou. Yes. And now I'm changing the whole script. Changing the characters. R2-D2 and C-3PO. C-3PO would be like Richard Dolan. And no. Yeah. Oh, no. Michael Schratt would be C-3PO. He fits him good. But it can't be Shred. It's got to be all the people that are on the other side. You know, the dark side. On the dark side, this will never make you whole. Because I feel your senses. Where are we? But it's scary. Lou, Avi Loeb, Mellon, Thornton, Christopher Thornton Mellon. Come on, man. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm putting this all out there. I don't care. Hey, when did Ollie call me? I think there's something wrong with that whole thing. And I'm saying it now. It's not going to last long. See, here's the deal. They got to get funding, right? Avi Loeb works for Harvard, right? So they got to get funding for this project, or do they not? Oh, Doty? Doty would be, he'd work in parts. I don't. He'd have to work in parts. No, I don't know. I wasn't thinking of Doty yet. Doty could be C-3PO. No, I mean R2-D2. But I like Jeremy Corbell as that puppet, the rat. It's that rat that hangs out in Jabba the Hutt's lair. You know, and he was biting Jabba's tail. He'd be looking at it while everybody's sleeping and the tail's going like this, and he's like, oh, oh. It's a good script. Obi-Wan Jablomi. But I don't like it. I think there's something wrong with this picture. See, now, Avi Loeb and his cast of characters was doing fine. I didn't mind that they were doing it on their own. But to get a professional lying POS, because Lou, I don't care if I'm repeating myself a millionfold, has not brought any evidence of anything. There's no proof of anything he's done. There's no proof this guy even lifted a piece of paper that said UAP on it. That's Lou. You got it? And now he's going to write a book about all of my details that I never talked about. Why not? Well, because we wouldn't answer those questions because I'm writing a book. So what does that tell you? It's all about writing a book. This is so unbelievable how anybody would believe these cast of characters in this day and age. It's beyond me. I don't know why they believe it. And you know who believes it? The non-critical thinkers. I found that out. I saw it today. Somebody said on Alien Addicts show, Lou's a genius. Get the frig out of here. He may be a genius, but he hasn't shown that to me. I'm a genius too. I am. I really am. Unbelievable. Well, you can't buy into it. I'm just telling you. You'll see. No. Because it's... Why ask Lou and Melon, whatever the hell his name is. He, she, we, they, it's. The only thing that makes sense about that entire team is the money. In my opinion. I may be wrong. But they would need a lot of money to get all those telescopes put around the world. How are they going to do it? And they got to be maintained. And they got to have ownership to them. There's got to be some sort of contract. If they break down, who fixes it? What if you accidentally break it while you're operating it? I mean, so much has got to go into it. It's just a business. I want you to think about this. It's huge out there. It's bigger than you can even imagine. So don't even try. But whatever you think, how big it is, it's 100 times bigger than that. That's how big our universe is. They want to point telescopes in certain strategic places, maybe where there's a conglomerate of planets clustered together or whatever, and they're going to look for dots. How do we know with these telescopes that they're going to be able to tell if that's an alien ship or a rock at light years away? How? Am I wrong? Hey, Tony, You know, your guess is as good as mine, but we still got about 13, 14 days, yeah? Is the big announcement still meant to be dropped, well, by Thanksgiving, not on Thanksgiving? It could happen tomorrow morning up until Thanksgiving. If it's going to happen, it is going to happen, in my opinion, Thanksgiving week, probably the day before Thanksgiving. That's what I think, and I'll tell you why. Because when the holiday hits the next day, whatever announcement that was, it'll go into the Twitterverse, the YouTube world, and all the places for 4 days on vacation. Nobody's going to really be, there will be probably some mention of it, but it'll get us all around the table talking, right? Everybody's going to share, do videos on it, and then Monday comes. So, what did we find out about this announcement that we're building a base on the moon? And we've been building a base on the moon since 1998. Something like that might happen. I don't know. I'm just throwing it down there. Maybe I'm in on it. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm dropping Easter eggs. It's possible. Probably not true. Then why would you say that? I'm just playing along. Don't do that. I didn't mean to. It just came out. You know, you're talking to yourself. Oh, I know. And you know what? I understand me. So talking to me is a pleasure. Oh my God. So I think that announcement is going to happen. And we're not going to talk Anjali until we need to, until there's a newsworthy something. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, I just can't. So we're done with Anjali until whenever. Now, Ryan of Orion Adventures was a little butthurt today. You know, that's the guy who says he has the evidence that he spoke with Wayne, got texts from Wayne, did a video for $1,000 with Wayne, has pictures of the area, drone shots as well. Never said he was going to post any of them. He didn't say that. But he gave the impression he was. I can tell you that. He said, I'm going to show you where Wayne lives. And he shows us Google images. Alien attic. Still no evidence. He was supposed to get that. So I'm calling him out, and I did. I don't think you have any good evidence. I think the whole thing is just to get Anjali all riled up. And Wayne isn't his name. Isn't it Edward Wayne Simmons? So there's a lot of play on words with that whole entire thing that she brought up. As a matter of fact, let's stop talking. No, let's stop about that. I accidentally was going through my old shows looking for something, and I came across, I think I played this. I don't remember if I did. Yeah, I think I did. Never mind that one. Let's play this one. No, not that one. Not that one. This one? No. This one? No. Not now. This one? Somebody's going to get hurt, and it's going to be me. That guy was right. Does Rich still have to look for his videos? Because I can't handle it, he said. I gotta tell you, this has got to end. I'm just having a Biden moment, man. I'm dying.
Probably
Basically is what I'm doing. It's true. Filming planes while riding shotgun is not easy. especially when our cameras are designed to push objects further away than what you see with your eyes. These planes apparently weren't flying. Remember these? I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Let's just get your palate wet.
Wait. I'm gonna write this first.
Some silliness.
Okay,
have a slow jumbo jet come out of you guys.
Great English.
Is that plane even moving? Like, seriously.
So this is the idiocracy that we have to deal with. We have to deal with that kind of thinking, that people don't understand parallaxing. They don't understand how a plane looks when you're flying, when you're driving, and it's flying at a certain angle in the sky. Watch this. I turned it off. He really thinks that that plane isn't moving. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I had to play it. Anyway, that kind of thinking has dipped into ufology. And it has. And Lee today from Audio, what is it? Must See Audio. He was also on the show. And he said there's always new people coming in. Oh, maybe it was Scott. Scott Brown was there too. And said there's always new people joining this field. And a lot of these people came when 2017, the announcement of TTSA, Tom DeLonge. That was their goal, was to get new people into ufology. You know? But as Stephen Cambion said, I think on yesterday's show that he did, where's all that money? All that money that they got was about $3 million in donations and nothing less than a 50, please. And that money was supposed to build a UFO, what is it, a transmedium craft or something like that was supposed to go in air, space, water, rocks, the ocean, whatever, everywhere, without impeding its speed. We're not getting that anymore. My bad. David Wilcox giving us the flying car. Or is he? There's rumors that he's not going to be able to do the car. I heard the rumors. I don't remember where I saw it. Was it Cambion show? I don't know. But this whole field, it doesn't matter where you go, who you talk to. Everybody's got their own ideas on what's going on in this field, right? Nobody knows, including me. I really don't know. But what you have to do is take what's given to you and try to figure it out. And what makes the most sense? Are there really UFOs flying around? Tic-tac shaped objects? Because I have an idea. I don't know, I think I threw it down yesterday. That the entire thing with Lue Elizondo, Christopher Mellon, and all the players involved is a disinfo campaign. Remember, the big word of the day was threat. Capiche? Oh, hey, it's a one capiche show. Ma, meatballs, capilla la noche de bateriazo. The threat assessment. But it's not us. And definitely not China or Russia. Then who is it, Lou? Well, that is it. We just don't know. Are you able to track these objects or figure out where they are, what they came from? Well, we don't have the technology to analyze these objects because we don't know what they are. But they could be an esoteric being or, astral projection, interdimensional. He threw down a couple of big words that he just learned. Right? Kind of strange. Then Lue changed. When Dr. Greer was with Third Phase of Moon before the 180-day dump, asking for a debate with Lue, Sheehan, Corbell, Dolan, Sheehan and his hair. Who else? Anybody else associated with those group of people? They all refused. Corbell yelled at Third Phase, "How dare you call me? No phones!" Elizondo, I guess through his manager, said no, but apparently he might go on Third Phase. But it changed everything. And Lue started to do what? Well, it could be ours, but it probably isn't. And it might be China or Russia, but it probably isn't. We just don't know. And somebody asked him a question. Are we able to track the objects? Do we understand? Well, we have the technology to track. Change the story a little bit. And we are getting better at understanding what they may be. We just don't know where they come from. They could have been here the whole time, he says. I'm paraphrasing. As you know, I'm not a quoter nor plagiarizer, but I paraphrase them. I'm a paraphraser. Got it? So, we've got this whole story. It's all convoluted. Lue can only say so much because of his NDA. And his oath. Took that oath. Hippocratical oath. I can't go against my Hippocratical oath. I'd be a hypocritical. You would be. 'Cause you are. Lue. Yeah. What would you say is your best attribute at being a government employee? Well, I lie to people. What do you mean? Well, counterintelligence. I trick people, mostly the enemy. Mostly? Well, I'll get to that later. So you trick the enemy somehow with words? You're like a wordsmith? So you can get them to say some things without actually getting them to say, thinking that they said it, thinking it was there. Is that what you're telling me? You're like a mastermind? What are you, a mentalist? You're a mentalist, aren't you, Lue? I am. Lue, what's your IQ? 156. You didn't even blink at that. I don't have to. I'm smart. Wow, 156. That's half your weight. Hey, huh? Tell me I'm wrong, Mr. 312. Huh? Isn't it 312? 156 times 2? Because 150 times 2 is 300. A 6 and a 6 times 2 is 12. 312. Lue's around 3. He's about 3 bills, 5'8". He may be 250. Lue is the size I was before I, started dying. But that's for another day, kids. So we've got a whole bunch of bullshit. Now I want you to think about this. NASA has been lying. Or Russia has been. Everybody's lying. I'm just going to show you the video. I'm done. Everybody's lying. You know the whole story. I don't even know why I did all that. It was just for you. I'm going to go with this. This comes from Amplex. And I'm going to play it. I don't give a shit tonight. That's the way it is. Not in a good mood anymore.
A document published by WikiLeaks implies that the United States has a secret base on the moon that was destroyed by Russia. It's one of many interesting documents that suggest strange things are and have been happening on the moon. Is our world really as it's been presented? Millions of pages of documents are classified by multiple countries every single year. How is it possible to determine what's going on behind the scenes? Why does secrecy rule? The idea that something strange may be happening on the moon is not far-fetched at all. In fact, given all of the information that's now available within the public domain on the subject, it's hard to see how it's not a fact. We'll get to some of that information later, but first, let's draw our attention to a strange WikiLeaks document titled "Report that UR Destroyed Secret US Base on Moon." Unfortunately, the document is not an electronic document. Therefore, its entire contents are not available online.
Okay. Proof. It's right there. There's the document. Well, it's not really there, but you know WikiLeaks is very reputable.
For anybody truly interested in
Tongue
reading
in
the
cheek.
entire thing, a Freedom of Information Act request, FOIA, may be in order. Without speculating here, we can conclude that this is what it says it is: a report regarding possible space wars that are taking place in the classified world. The document title alone not only exposes the reality of these alleged wars, but the possibility of a secret moon base belonging to the United States that apparently was in operation until it was destroyed by UR, Soviet Union.
You know? There have been some flashes on the moon captured recently. It makes you wonder if there's a little bit of, sabotage, maybe some sort of war. People have recorded objects when they were watching the moon, leaving craters, or apparently, or allegedly, or it looked like it. A lot of issues. A lot of interesting issues with the moon. How real is everything? That's the problem, Johnny. Nobody knows. We've got to... I hate this field. I hate everything about the moon. I hate everything about the earth. The only thing I know is what's in front of me, and that sucks. I digest. What? Huh? It sounded like my voice just came back to me, like, huh. That is odd. I've heard that before. It's got to be a YouTube thing, or StreamYard.
So what other information exists besides this document?
You'll
showing
see.
that something strange is and has been happening on the moon? There's a lot of information, so it's hard to know where to begin. First of all, the idea of bases on the moon has been an open discussion within the government for a long time. Although the information isn't easy to find, it's definitely out there. A document from the government's own publishing office is a great example. It clearly shows one of the goals of the United States government is to build a base on the moon. And this is as far back as 1966.
And now, where are we? What is that, 40, 53, 55 years ago? 2 years before I was created. Created. That goes all over Mom. That's not funny at all. No, it is. That's funny, actually. Poor Mom. You know I was an accident? It explains everything. And the youngest. Of 11 kids. You know it. So that's a long time. 55 years, double nickels, that they've been talking about building a base. You know what I find very interesting? And I gotta say it. When they started throwing up those shuttles, I mean, they did. How many flights? Over 100? How many shuttle flights did they do? 150? Let's see. How many shuttle missions ever? Suppose the fourth was the first flight. It doesn't say. How many shuttle launches? Launches. 135. From 1981 to 2011. I was close. I knew it was in that wheelhouse of 100, 150. 135. Just orbit. What were they doing? They were bringing payloads, apparently, to the space station and the Hubble telescope. But what else were they doing? Putting out satellites. Right. They did a lot of that. Maybe some of those, maybe 50 of them, were sending payloads to the moon, Alice! To the moon. That would be interesting, because 55 years they've been talking about going to the moon, building bases on the moon. Now, in 1969, apparently there was an Apollo message that was intercepted on the medical channel from 2 people on Earth listening in to the moon chatter with their little CB ham radio. And they picked up a creepy message that they're on the moon. Something like this. I'm paraphrasing. I'm a paraphraser. They're here. They're on, what do they say, ridge of the mountain or something. They're very huge. And then what? They didn't want us to come back. Apparently, they don't want us to come back. Did they talk to them? I don't remember seeing a transcript between alien number 2 and Buzz Aldrin or Mitchell or whoever else went to the moon. But all I know is they've been talking about building on the moon for 55 years. Now, the thing about that is, not every administration was supporting NASA. Remember, they shut the shuttle missions down, and NASA was like quiet for it seemed like forever. So they had to go SSP, right? SPF, Secret Space Force, SSF. Private corporations, private entities, going to the moons. To the moon? To the moons, Alice's.
6. A portion of the document reads, regarding Presidents Kennedy and
We're
Johnson,
gonna go
in
to
a
the
statement
moon.
by Honorable George P. Miller, I also believe that we can and will achieve the goals set by Presidents Kennedy and Johnson, a manned landing on the moon before 1970. My own confidence in our rapidly advancing science and technology is such that I can visualize many more dramatic achievements ahead, although I will fix no timetable for them. Furthermore, decades-old documents have been declassified discussing this topic, showing how serious and far possible advancements in these intentions have gone. Take a look at the screenshot taken from the CIA electronic reading room and a discussion.
Already interest in the moon is not limited to a study of questions and a discussion of discovered potentialities. Specific projects are being worked out, which propose the construction of various structures under the surface of the moon from the freight compartments of missiles, and also the employment of various versions of pneumatic structures. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and also various American companies, Martin Aerospace, etc., Lockheed Martin, are conducting a great deal of work in this direction.
Form of an email sent to politician John Podesta from Dr. Edgar Mitchell, Apollo 14
Told ya.
astronaut, and Dr. Carol Rosen. It reads as follows. Dear John, because the war in the space race is heating up, I felt you should be aware of several factors as you and I scheduled our Skype talk. Remember, our nonviolent ETI from the contiguous universe is helping us bring zero-point energy to Earth. They will not tolerate any forms of military violence on Earth or in space. The following...
Say what? The following information in italics was shared with me by my colleague, Carol Rosen, who worked closely for several years with Wernher von Braun before his death. You know what? There's something fishy about this woman. Remember? You know who she is? She's the one who Wernher von Braun said aliens. And she's like, what? And he's like, there's gonna be an alien invasion. And they're gonna kill us all. Who are? The aliens. The aliens. Oh my God. Werner, please continue on. What else do you know? Greer. Huh? Who? What? Carol Rosen. I love this woman. Just because Wernher von Braun, nobody else heard the discussion. Only she had it with good old Werner. Who names their kid Werner?
Report by the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center from June 1959 shows just how seriously they considered a plan called Project A119. In general, they wanted to investigate the capability of weapons in space and gain further insight into the space environment and the detonation of nuclear devices within it. Interesting, to say the least, but it's essential to recognize the intentions behind the letter. That is, the recognition that humans have brought and will continue to bring their destructive ways into space.
That's not what the aliens want. Oh, they're gonna ruin everything.
About incidents involving nuclear weapons. And among these incidents were a couple of nuclear weapons sent into space that was destroyed by the extraterrestrials. At the very end of the 70s and the early 80s, we attempted to put a nuclear weapon on the moon and explode it for scientific measurements and other things, which was unacceptable to the extraterrestrials.
Who? What extraterrestrial? I want their names. We should get their names, right?
They destroyed the weapon before it got to the moon.
How come I don't remember that? Does anybody remember that? A missile being destroyed? Does anybody remember that? That had a payload of a nuclear warhead on it? I don't remember that in the news. NASA, there needs to be an investigation done.
Impressive backgrounds to speak up about an extraterrestrial presence. In that same interview, he went on to state that a spacecraft went to the rescue of Apollo 13, and they accompanied Apollo 13 on their voyage around the moon back to Earth.
Oh, that's what happened to Apollo 13, huh? They made it. Oh, I see.
And on 2 occasions, they thought they might have to transfer the crew to their spacecraft, but they saw them safely back to Earth.
Yeah.
This may explain why several astronauts have also been quite outspoken about an extraterrestrial presence, like Edgar Mitchell, Brian O'Leary, Story Musgrave, Gordon Cooper, and many others. Another document from 1965 regarding the CIA keeping tabs on Soviet space plans reads as follows. The Soviets have additionally stated their intention to establish a lunar base subsequent to manned lunar landing, but no significant details or meaningful timetables have been revealed. If Soviet manned lunar landing is undertaken as a follow-on to extensive Earth orbital operations and instrumented exploration of the moon, it is likely that they will enjoy some advantages in the establishment of a lunar base. Such an approach would allow for the concurrent development of the technology of lunar transportation and that of maintaining man in space for extended periods. It is possible that a late lunar landing may be followed rapidly by the establishment of a Soviet base on the moon.
A lot of good stuff in there. And the last few minutes, I don't think I can play it. It won't let me. Damn it. The Soviets have additionally stated their intention to establish a lunar base subsequent to manned lunar landing, but no significant details or meaningful timetables have been revealed. If Soviet manned lunar landing is undertaken as a follow-on to extensive Earth orbital operations and instrumented exploration of the moon, it is likely that they will enjoy some advantages in the establishment of a lunar base. Such an approach would allow for the concurrent development of the technology of lunar transportation and that of maintaining man in space for extended periods. It is possible that a late lunar landing may be followed fairly rapidly by the establishment of a Soviet base on the moon. And there may be artifacts on the moon, remember? It is not out of the question that artifacts of these visits still exist, or even that some kind of base is maintained. Who said that? What's this guy who... Oh, that is
possibly automatically within the solar system to provide continuity for successive expeditions.
Carl Sagan.
Because of weathering and the possibility of detection and interference by the inhabitants of the Earth, it would be preferable not to erect such a base on the Earth's surface.
I don't know. On the flip side, America's secret underground military base on the moon.
A top-secret document describing a 1958 United States Air Force program to build an underground base on the moon was redacted right after the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik program. The Lunar Expedition Base has its objective manned exploration of the moon, with the first manned landing and return in late 1967. This one achievement, if accomplished before the USSR, will serve to demonstrate conclusively that this nation possesses the capability to win future competition in technology. No space achievement short of this goal will have equal technological significance, historical impact, or excite the entire world. While NASA would eventually develop its own plan to land a man on the moon, as so eloquently stated in President John F. Kennedy's 1962 "We choose to go to the moon" speech, the Air Force didn't want to wait for a mere scientific expedition. Instead, they wanted the, quote, strategic high ground, and that meant having a U.S. military station firmly entrenched on the moon, well above its enemies on Earth.
Hey, I wanted to pause this for a minute. I wanted to thank Chris Rogers. I'm sorry if I missed your super chat. I think it was $5. But I wanted to stop it for a second anyway. I'm kind of getting bored already. But I thought it was interesting when I was watching it. Chris Rogers with a chicken. What is that, a pear? Super sticker. Thank you. 5-pounder. Appreciate that, Chris Rogers. Sorry it took me a little bit. But I can't put it on the screen because it scrolled back too far. It must have been a minute ago. I'm sorry. I guess I don't know how I missed it. Been watching. But I thank you for that. Now, if Russia did build a base on the moon, that would be interesting. I wonder if there's any evidence of that. There really isn't, is there? China went to the moon, put their lander up there, and what? Nothing? Nothing, right? Let's see if we can see anything on the moon. We're going to use Lunar Anomalies and Beyond from Chris. He allows us to use his stuff, so check this out, see what he found.
That are here, like these objects, this object here, or objects.
That's pretty interesting right here.
Most of these you're not supposed to see. We get something that looks like it's been painted in or kind of covered up, but you can see something that looks like almost like a cigar-shaped kind of object sitting on the lunar surface. We have these other objects in the...
I mean, if you look at this, there's... I mean, it looks like a wall or something. There's equidistant spacing in between what looks to be. Look at this. There's... Go back a little bit. I mean, shadows, walls, looks like maybe a corridor or something, a parking lot. That's a Walmart. Seriously, look at this round. And there's two lines that go right here, and then another, and this goes around here like a cathedral almost. Jesus. And you know, most of the craters on the moon are straight direct impacts, equidistant from the center. Almost perfectly round, basically craters on the moon. None of them are coming at an angle. You know what I mean?
Most of these you're not supposed to see.
Okay.
We got something that looks like it's been painted in or kind of covered up, but you can see something that looks like almost like a cigar-shaped kind of objects sitting on the lunar surface. We have these other objects in the back. Something looks like it's partially been covered with probably manipulation, I'm sure of it. Something right here. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can have a closer look. I don't want to go in too close because it will break apart, almost guarantee it. Now, the few objects that are in this larger circle, you can see what looks like structures and framework right here. I'll put it right in the middle of the screen, right here. You can see what looks like structures, something standing off of the surface, something here that's round. You can see it right there. I'm just going to just do it real quick. And of course, we have these larger structures here. See that right there? Now, a lot of times, these things will be colored the same thing as the lunar surface. Wonder why? Because they don't want you to see it. There's something right here, and you can see a shadow underneath it. Something right here is practically painted the same color as the lunar surface. It looks oval and slightly whiter or brighter than the actual surface. You see bits and pieces of something here. See that? It's like shiny right there, that one there. Just scroll down. Have a better look at this. A lot of this stuff, folks, is so hard to see. The way they blend this stuff in is crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy the way they do this. Go down here. And the reason why I'm doing the whole thing is because you might see something that I have not. These 4 items in a row right here. On this ledge. Now, can you see these?
You know, anytime I watch these, I think it's subjective, right? Don't you think it's just subjective and pareidolia? I mean, some of these are interesting, though, and don't look normal.
Items here. This one here could be 50-50. It kind of looks like something sticking straight out, or it could be the color of the actual wall of the crater. Although that's kind of odd because it looks like it's standing straight up. So it's anybody's guess what that is. These. Again, look at the objects. Usually there's something white and there's always something dark that sits basically right in the absolute center. Now you might say, well, that's a crater then. Not necessarily. And you're going to see some crazy things in a moment. These.
See, that's what I think. It would be a crater.
They have like these ball-like structures, or they're sticking up with some kind of support, meaning like.
Right. You see, it's hard to see, but there's little balls in the middle here. They like center. But isn't that where the meteor struck, or the asteroid struck the moon, and it's just the remnants of it? Right? Maybe it just didn't disappear. Maybe it's a very hard rock hitting the moon at, who knows, 40,000 miles an hour. If something was going that fast, wouldn't it make a bigger imprint than that?
Like a giant pole, and you got this ball at the top.
True. Nobody knows how fast they were going.
Back to the top here.
I don't know.
This is what we just looked at right here. This one right here.
See, these are interesting.
What are
I don't
these
know.
here?
I find it
How
interesting.
can that possibly be?
Look at that.
But a structure.
That looks
Let me
so
explain.
weird.
Let's go into this just a little bit more, shall we?
And just because it looks
Notice
weird.
this right here. You got to really look carefully, folks. I'm going to go ahead and make this smaller.
Doesn't mean it's
Just a little bit. Look at the way this thing looks like this, right?
Yeah.
Look carefully.
It's
it goes
interesting.
down below, and it comes over to here. Okay, there's something like this.
See, I didn't.
Something like this. Look at the design of this thing. It almost looks like it's doing this.
I don't know.
Check that out. You can still
yeah,
see
kind of,
whatever
yeah.
this is coming down like this.
That is interesting.
And you've got this funky shapes on the side. It almost appears like it's doing it on that side as well. But again, how is that even remotely look like a crater? Come on.
I don't know. We're only seeing one side? Maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
Look at the smaller pieces in here, folks.
So I don't understand what these would be. Just, I mean, this is odd. It definitely is odd. Very odd. There's something else that was really cool. I think this is it. No. Yeah.
I can see like a line here. There's something doing this, and there's a faint line right underneath this all right here. And you got these really brightened areas. Why those areas compared to the rest of the photo?
That's weird.
Either they're highly reflective, which could very well be.
They look
or
like
it's just another way
satellite
to
dishes.
distract your eyes. Okay. Again, here. And you got to look at the surroundings. A lot of times you see something white, but there's a whole bunch of other things that are in darker areas. Okay. All right, let's start going up.
Let's not forget,
These two right here.
the moon is all rocks.
Here. Something right there. That's crazy. That almost looks like something cylindrical as well. You guys see that? Look at this thing. That to me is crazy.
Wait,
I've
hold
seen
on.
that-
Then so is this.
Something right there. That's you guys see that?
Yeah, and then look at this over here, top left. I mean, you can say there's houses in here, right? You got some round in there. You got chicken bones over there. Something over here, driveway. I mean, I could sit here. Oh, looks like this is some sort of flower design. See? Curves around. It looks like a peacock. I figure we do this once a month, you know, just to stay on top of it. It's so frustrating.
Thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring today's video. Visible to us on Earth as it is on the far side of the moon. A bit like Taiko crater on the near side of the moon, when it formed, it created a ray system stretching over 1,000 uplift in the central region.
See? These are clear pictures. I think this is what Chris is seeing. These outcroppings from the impact. Right? That's what it is. And some of these have darker minerals inside. That's why I wanted to show this. That's kind of cool.
The crater basin and the tip of the mountain appear much darker than before. But a side-by-side comparison does show how the differences in contrast can be seen in both pictures. And that's not the only optical illusion the moon can trick you with. Have a close look at this image. What does it appear like to you?
I don't know.
Are these regions of inverted bubbles? Or are these sections actually rising higher than the wiggly textured material surrounding them? Well, for the longest time, I could only see it's inverted. But maybe if you look around the image, suddenly it will switch perspectives for you. What type of image did you see first? Are you like me and need proof it's not actually inverted? Well, have a look at the same region but from a different angle. Seeing it like this makes me wonder how I could have seen anything else.
Whoa, that's bizarre.
This is a small region on the moon called Inner. It's only 2 to 3 kilometers wide and 64 meters deep, and no one really knows how something like this formed.
So there you go. Pareidolia. That is why I never got into it. but I like it. I like the possibilities. That's all. That's all.
And I'm going to tell them I would like to place an order for 6 new orbiters. Don't they think that's going to get their attention? Especially, it's really not that much money. It's only 36 billion. I'm getting an orbiter for 6 billion type of power plant that you've never seen. 75. I like to learn, but I really do. It was his psychological profile. It showed that he was a hermit. And then one worked its way, I'll tell you, but I promised Viola, his mother, I would never tell him. 400 or 500 yards, and that was it for the fall. They were in a farm co-op. So all these German farmers would bring in everything, and the wives would come in.
All right. I thought maybe we would find some alien stories right away. Anyway, I don't know if we're on the moon. I don't know. Something is on the moon, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'll start looking at it more. Peter Kane? Remember Peter Kane and his Bigfoot? Somebody just sent this to me, and I just didn't know if you saw this.
Bigfoot, September 23rd, 1950. When my father acquired the Bigfoot, September 23rd, 1953, he acquired more than one. It was a tragic thing, but it was imperative that they did what they had to do for their own survival. Now we have 2 specimens here. We have 2 right hands, and we're going to weigh both of them. And by using the weight, we could figure out the approximate weight and size of the Bigfoot. Now keep in mind that the Bigfoot's physiologically different than a human. Their torsos are much longer. But if you take into account like the hand and the forearm here on a human would weigh about 1.5 pounds, and we could calculate the weight from these, you know, the hand and the forearm. You figure like the average weight of a human being is 180, something like that. It's massive, massive creatures. I mean, absolutely massive, beautiful creatures. So if we can figure out the weight of these, do you see what I'm saying? We can figure out the average weight of...
You know that's all bullshit, right? It's all fake, that whole thing? Yeah, it is.
In the late 1950s, the U.S. Air Force sought to land the first crewed mission on the moon and developed a detailed schedule that would lead to an underground lunar base for 21 astronauts within a decade. The secret Lunex study reflected the Air Force's belief that, quote, the Soviets do not differentiate between military and non-military space systems. They have talked of a peaceful intent of their space program, but there are many pounds of payload in their satellites which cannot be accounted for on the basis of data given out. It should be presumed that this could be military payloads. From 1958 to 1960, the Air Force and industrial partners teamed up to examine the different angles of a lunar expedition, with the first manned landing and return in 1967. It was then determined that the problem of sending men to the moon and the techniques to achieve this goal were, quote, a feasible concept. Moreover, the objective was believed to be attainable earlier, as it was reasonably economical. Soon, the secretive program became a high priority, and a broad technological base was established at the Air Force laboratories. The Lunex project was not a race against the Russians per se, but primarily a plan to achieve a much-needed strategic high ground.
It's up to you to believe. All right, we're going to move into what's going on in the world. I'm just, I may need a break or something, man. It's really hot in here. I'm going to read this from Anjali. It was in the Twitter feed. I can't help it. This is beautifully stated. The beings speak of duality versus polarity. Polarity is expressed within a closed loop spectrum of negative to positive, dark to light. Good versus evil is a divisory illusion. Polarity is necessary for consciousness growth in third density experiential learning worlds. Experiential? Chris A. was replying to that, and I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I just don't. So, last night, if you didn't see it, this was from Think Tank, who wrote about this sighting, which I debunked, I think. Multiple people in, I think that's France, have captured this tic-tac shaped object. One of the best captures I've seen. If it's a drone, how's it glowing like that? Oh boy. Oh boy, Johnny. You want to know? You want to know what love is? You're going to see. I'll show it to you. Shut up. This is how. I know some of you were there last night or early this morning. Look like. And what this might be. So, you're going to see here that at a certain angle, without the fogginess, it could look like what we just saw. Is it? I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it would be. Look at all those flips. So that's it. That is a drone, which is just like what we saw in the video. I don't know why I took off. Because watch. You know, it rocks a little forward and backward like a drone. You know? And you can see it do flips and all sorts of things. This is probably a quadcopter. A very thin, streamlined. It looks like 4 circles. And the drone has lights all around the outer rim. So I think we're just seeing a drone. And isn't that guy flying it? But I could be wrong. If this is a UFO, I mean, it would be really different than anything anybody's ever recorded in the history of UFOs, yes? You would agree with that, right? So, in my life, I like to live by what's the most logical answer? A UFO showed up this close to this person, or it's somebody with a remote control drone? Or something else. Could be some sort of well, I think it is. It's a drone. There's nothing else that I would think this would be. So let's take a look at what these might look like. He's the one flying it. How this is a UFO, so, I don't get it. You're going to see here that at a certain angle, without the fogginess, it could look like what we just saw. Is it? I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it would be. Look at all those flips. That to me is a definite. It's definite, right? All right. That's what I thought too. I wanted to talk about this next one. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to play it. But we didn't even talk about this at all here on Goof On. So I'm going to play it. This is from Third Phase UFO Report, the video I made last night. From
an amateur astronomer had his lens pointed at Saturn and captures something incredible traversing through the rings.
Saturn!
Take a look at this video. So as we're looking at this and getting a closer look, we've done some enhancements as best as we could. Let me tell you, to capture Saturn in its glory the way this is, it's very well done by an amateur. But what's incredible is that there's this celestial object that's traversing around the rings of Saturn. This isn't no moon. If it's not a moon, then this, in my opinion, is undeniable proof of some kind of interstellar craft. Now, is NASA going to come forward and tell us what was captured? I'm hoping somebody's going to be posting this on the major media because this is big. Whatever this object is massive. Brent, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Blake, this one really blew me away. As soon as I saw this, we needed to share it with you guys. And what's your thoughts in the chat room tonight? I'm sure we're all questioning this. This amateur astronomer captured something undeniable. What is it is a big question. I'm going to say to all of you, how big do you think this craft is? It must be massive to compare it to the size of Saturn, and the rings itself is probably the size of Earth. I could imagine if this is a case that Earth compared to Saturn would be about this scale. So we're looking at something massive in scope. If this is indeed a starship, I would like to see Hubble zoom up on this and get a crystal clear photo of what we're looking at. Or maybe all astronomers, amateur astronomers right now, should be looking at Saturn and seeing if we see these kind of anomalies.
Wow, Saturn. How often do we ever see anything near Saturn anymore? There was a time where we were seeing all sorts of objects near Saturn. Apparently the builders of the rings. Remember those days? This is, it's interesting, but I'm a little skeptical, as always. It's always good to be a little skeptical because, I don't know, man. I would think that the shaking of Saturn would match the shaking of that object. And for some reason, an object that is about the size of the Earth, I would guess, why is it not moving or shaking the same as Saturn? You see, it's off a little bit. That's what bothers me. Other than that, yeah, I don't know why, if this was real, are there any other cameras, or telescopes for that matter, staring at Saturn? I don't know the date, I don't know the time, I don't even know where this was shot. I don't know if the Cousins brothers mentioned it. But it's interesting because it's Saturn. If it was the moon, I'd be like, all right, maybe that's a satellite, but there are no satellites way out there. I was thinking, okay, maybe it's Voyager, but no, both of the Voyagers have gone interstellar. And yeah, an interstellar object, I'm not too sure if that's what this is. This could be a solar system object, and maybe it's Space Force. Hey, I'm just throwing it out there because if we could take E.T. home, well, I mean, we could take him to Saturn. You all right? So anything is possible, but not everything. So I'm a little skeptical on this, but I like it a lot. It's interesting and it's fresh. Next. I thought that was a weird one. You know, Saturn's doing this and this is doing this. You know, you'd think if the object was near Saturn, the shaking would be identical for both of them, and it's not. And then the object goes to the left and it disappears like behind a wall. I don't understand that, unless that was the viewpoint and that's all we got was just, you know, I don't know. I think somebody's trying to one-up the moon objects that people see with their P900s or P1000s. A P1000, we don't know what type of scope that person used. So, anyway, the reason the studio isn't done, but now it will be this weekend. So I showed you yesterday what the tiles came in looked like, right? They're flat. And they're not puffing up. So I put one of them in water, and this is what it looks like now. It went from this to this. So I got the last 12 tiles. Some of them are wet, and these will be on the walls. So from this to this. It's a big difference. So I'm happy that they expanded out after they're just sponges. That's all. But, you know, the thing is still a little wet, and I did that 12 hours ago. So it's Florida, man. I'm going to have to whip out the hairdryer. But it looks like good news. So this weekend I'll finish the studio. Finally. I had the green screen down and out of the room because I was working on it a little bit, you know, putting up some of the tiles, taking down the drapes that are up there and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I've got Alien Addicts show at 5 o'clock today because I would have probably been done. if I didn't have to do Alien Addict show. So, it'll be done. I'll probably done after tomorrow's show. So you won't see it tomorrow. We're going to start next Monday fresh. I think that's a good way to launch the new intro, the new look studio, and that's that. So I saw this tweet from alien UFO sightings. It says, the year is 2030. The first astronauts have landed on Mars. They find a cave with a human skeleton and 4 words written on the wall. What are the 4 words? And I think I put, get the F out. This one said, Anjali, where are you? Oh, that's good. Oh my God, that's brilliant. From Metaphysica. Deborah Bouzidin said, they left me here. Epstein didn't kill himself. It's a cookbook. Oh, it's a cookbook. That's right, I need glasses. Bach. What am I thinking? Okay. An ET was caught on camera. But I'm not going to play it because I already did. You want to see it again? You know which one this is from yesterday. It's a good one. Remember?
A mysterious alien entity is recorded on a surveillance camera in Fresno, California. The frightening images that we show you today concern a mysterious alien entity that was recorded by surveillance.
I gotta say, I still think this is real.
Infrared camera of a building located in Fresno, California.
I do. I think this is real.
The fact happened on the night of November 8, 2021, when the infrared surveillance camera, installed in front of a parking lot of a building, registers the presence of an alien entity. This entity seems to change shape, and coming from the surface of the road, it begins to rise upwards, flying under the lamp, passing through the street. The ufologist shows from the various enlargements how the entity seems to levitate on the surface of the road, and before climbing upwards, it modifies its structure, transforming its shape and thus gaining its upward motion. After a few seconds that the entity rises upwards, a shadow appears that quickly recedes. It is believed that it may be the shadow cast by the mysterious entity, which passes undisturbed between the houses without being observed by anyone.
I'm telling you, this is real. I don't know. I think it's real. Seriously, why can't that be real? Why is anybody in this field if nothing is real? Something's real. Like this. UFOs, all the above and beyond. Jimmy Church, Paula Harris, Paul Hynek, Colin Macri, whatever his name is, Jacques Vallée, Jaime Maussan, what's his name? Grant Cameron, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Indiana Jones, and iRobot. So Red Rum Joe Merja, you and others have been told many times why our representatives are getting interested in this, and yet you keep looking for some secret that's being kept from us. Yes, I'd love to see the data, but in the meantime, I'll listen to many voices telling us that data is what's opening eyes and minds. You just contradicted yourself. You just said you'd love to see the data, and you'll listen to the voices telling us that data is what's opening eyes and minds. Where's the data? Zach Sitchy said, no one can prove anything, and no one can say for sure why our representatives are suddenly open to saying UAP might represent non-prosaic phenomenon. We're largely in the same place as ever. We need data to clear up what this is all really about, and no one is providing it. So I said, because it's a disinfo campaign. China has the Tic-tac tech, and the US can't say that, so they place the blame on another unproven entity, non-prosaic phenomenon, aliens, interdimensional and magical entities. Lue always says it's not China or Russia because it's China. I put that up 10 hours ago, not even a heart, not even a reply. It's as if I don't even exist. Oh, wait, there is a reply. Oh, Shri Baba says, right, and they've had that technology for 70 years. Pretty impressive. One person. I'll take one any day of the week. Somebody actually agreed with me on Twitter. Ma, get the friggin' meatballs. It happened. I got one. Ha ha! Tweet from Jeremy Corbell today. He speaks. He spoke. It has been said. Jeremy Corbell today. Hello. Where is my tweet? Says, and he's talking to UFO Jesus. He says, at post disclosure, you have consistently brought humility, respect, insight, and a depth of thought to the UFO topic. Yeah, that's right. That's what plagiarism gives you. Corbell, you would know. And to your communication about the UFO topic. For this reason, we all hail UFO Jesus and are grateful for what you are being to the subject. I mean, seriously, that deserves one of those. Excuse me. Unbelievable bullshittery. This whole field is done. It's done. It is. So I said to Corbell, wish we could say the same for you. Thought you quit ufology. Craig says, Rich, can I super chat you? Melinda Leslie says, amen to Jeremy Corbell's message to post-disclosure world. Who is UFO Jesus? Who is the biggest plagiaristic person? So, Ross Cuthert put a tweet out today. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to show you this. It's all Lou, all day, all night. Marianne. Great analysis from Bryce Zabel into the Pentagon's former UAP UFO lead investigator. This douche. Will the real Lue Elizondo please stand up? by at Hollywood UFOs. Then this. Ufology never had a character as polarizing or more important as Lue Elizondo. His controversial status tells us much about where the disclosure movement is today. He's not about disclosure! He said it! He will never violate national security for disclosure. I quoted that one. That's not even me, whatever I said earlier, doing. Paraphrasing. That's a quote. And look at here. He was having a remember, this is when he first came out. Look, he had to put a hearing piece in. I noticed this. Nobody else pointed it out. So he would know what to say. Somebody was reading a script to him. Screenshot coming up. 3, 2. Well, we'll see what you say about that one, loose lips. Lue Elizondo has become the face of America's renewed interest in UFOs since the New York Times revelations in 2017. If it's possible to be overexposed as a UAP explainer, then he may qualify. He's been everywhere. Da-da-da-da-da. With each one, his shtick becomes a little clearer. He drops another nugget here and there. And then, once in a while, he uncorks a whopper, which, if true, would change the game as we know it or should have already. Is it all true? Well, according to Elizondo's Twitter feed and his pinned tweet, it sure is. Yeah, we know all this crap. My pledge to you, says Lue. I'll always tell the truth. I'll own my mistakes. Everyone will be treated with respect, no matter their position. Abuse or hatred towards others, well, no, fuck you. You're not the fucking police. I will always push for full disclosure. Fat fuck. By the way, the TV game show To Tell the Truth is where the phrase, will the real please stand up, come from. Yeah, we know. Elizondo became a mystery man of sorts in the past couple of days. On November 9th, he posted this cryptic tweet. Friends, thank you for your generous outpouring of support and concern for my welfare and my health. We read this the other day. Please know it's always quietest before the storm. I've taken a strategic pause, more like menopause, in preparation of a major assault. Look at him talking all like Lue would. All is quiet on the Western Front. What are you, in a fucking movie? You jagoff. You never bring us anything. If you bring nothing this time around, boo-hoo Lue, I don't want to hear from you anymore. Ever, ever, ever. I don't care. I'm done with this shill, this fraudster, this POS who has nothing to prove that he's ever worked at AATIP, and there's no body of work. I just said it over 1,001 times. Thank you, Threxbox, a $5. That goes all over, Mom. Oh, that killed me. Sorry, I'm behind in the stream. Aha. That's right. That was like 20 minutes ago. Welcome to the show, Threxbox, with a $5 Egoosh super chat. Mucho gusto, generoso, a continuing supporter. Many this week from Threxbox. Thank you very much. Mucho gusto, generoso, Threxboxo. Unbelievable. I have no idea about his wealth and welfare. I hope it's good, and the concern was all a Twitter storm in a teapot. As of this writing, we're still in his strategic pause, and I'm sure more than a few are wondering exactly what he means by preparation for a major assault. The obvious question, offense or defense? I don't care about the 4 narratives of Lue. This is such bullshit. Here, look. Which of these 3 narratives describing Lue Elizondo do you most identify with? An independent truth teller at 50.8%, still works for the government, 27.4%, liar, 3, none of the above, 18, so 21.8% think he's either a liar or nothing here. Mine is liar, so put me down there. Yeah, and that is only out of, what, not many? Not many. Half the people think he's an independent truth teller and the other half are split. Do you know why? This is exactly what I've been preaching to you. Half of the people believe him and our half kind of doesn't. I told you. I told you. Do I lie? No. Do I make things up? No. I'm telling you, I know these numbers. I'm watching. It's bullshit. The guy's a friggin' shill. And when he comes out with this little bit, his little announcement, whatever his assault or defense tactics are, all quiet on the Western Front. I've got my gun. I got my Glock. You know Lue sleeps with a gun under his pillow. Well, who doesn't? I mean, I just can't stand the guy. I just can't. I don't like bullshit. I don't like Dolan anymore. I can't stand Dolan. The sight of him makes me want to throw up now. It's the same story you've been hearing forever. Lue was in that GQ article, the British version, that appears to confirm the employed by the government narrative. In addition to his role on the advisory board of the UAP think tank Skyfort, he retains high-level national security clearance and is employed as a government defense contractor, although he is not able to say what that work involves. Being employed as a government defense contractor is not a disqualifier for activism, but Elizondo probably should discuss this at a slightly deeper level soon. Maybe he can't explain everything, but he might do a slightly better job at explaining why he can't. That's all right here, kids. This article is full of other great material, including statements that Elizondo says he believes are true about UAP. He thinks that there's space-time bending or dilation. There's radiation effects. Government possession of crashed wreckage. There's a 23-minute video. And a video where the UAP is 50 feet from a jet cockpit. Here's an update from Luis Elizondo from Ryan.
So this evening, I got done reading an amazing article that was published today, November 9th, in the British GQ, titled, "This Man Ran the Pentagon's Secretive UFO Program for a Decade. We Had Some Questions." And I was so blown away by this article that I felt a need to go over some of the highlights with my subscribers and to give some of my commentary. Right off the bat, we learned that Elizondo's in the midst of being part of a new documentary. And the article also...
Oh my God. Cha-ching!
...says that he has a high-level security clearance and is working for a government defense contract.
Yeah, and we know who that is, don't we? It's the big one. I can't think. God damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue. Lockheed Martin.
But he can't elaborate on that. This is a substantial interview that took place in the British GQ, written by Charlie Burton. So I'm obviously only going to share a small component of it. A link to the totality of the article is in the description below.
Look at this. I didn't know about this. Get out of here. Look at this. The proposed new UAP office would have to report on health-related data. Yeah, we know. what kind of thing might happen if you were near one. A lot. Let me give you a notional. I've got to be careful. I can't speak too specifically, but one might imagine that you get a report from a pilot who says, Lou, it's really weird. I was flying and I got close to this thing and I came back home and it was like I got a sunburn. I was red for 4 days. Shut the you piece of shit! You son of a bitch! You cock son of a mother fun of a... You... I muted myself so you didn't hear all that. Hey, Lou! Sounds like you were in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or whatever you're trying to fake tell us. Oh, what an idiot he thinks we are. Oh my God, I just hate him. Now I really hate you. Now I think you're full of shit. You're a total bullshitter, beginning to end. I will never, ever, ever, ever trust this guy. You are worse than Bob Lazar. As a matter of fact, you're worse than Corbell right now. You're the worst. Absolutely bullshit. Well, that's a sign of radiation. That's not a sunburn, it's a radiation burn. Then a pilot might say, if they got a little closer, Lou, I'm at the hospital. I got symptoms that are indicative of microwave damage, meaning internal injuries, and even in my brain there's some morphology there. Morphology? And then you might get somebody who gets really close to the UFOs and they say, you know, Lou, it's really bizarre. I felt like I was there for only 5 minutes, but when I looked at my watch, 30 minutes went by. But I only used 5 minutes worth of fuel. How's that possible? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Yet Korea patoria kachichi. Mokifana barfangur frigabella butana. Ia portokishi kareka tata burekata bulhulu. Vafangul. Mipo! Kordeteche shkitka patke. Esge ut. I had to speak Lumerian. I had to speak it. Lou's done. As a matter of fact, he's an overcooked ham, is what he is. Now, I'm stealing that from what movie? More like an overcooked ham. Contact. That's Lou. That's Lou. He was a former U.S. Army counterintelligence special agent and helped hunt drug traffickers, terrorists, and spies. And then he got thrown into AATIP for no reason at all. Hey Lou, you're really good at lying and shit. How about going into AATIP? See, this is what Lou does. He knows how to be a counterintelligence guy. He knows how to play the word psychology, just like Anjali. It's all bullshit. It's so obvious. He actually took the sunburn from Close Encounters of the Third Kind and used it as an example. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful man. I'm embarrassed. Totally embarrassed. I gotta go, everybody, but I want to thank you for a Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for Saturday in the UK. I want to thank Super Chatters and moderators. Excellent work tonight. Thank you for your support and your time. If you want to keep supporting GoofOn, you can do that through PayPal and or Cash App. The links are in the description and on the homepage of GoofOn in the About section. And without you guys, this show doesn't go every day. I can't thank you enough for all your support. And newcomers and veterans alike, thank you too. All we ask, you give the show a few minutes, right? If you like it, come back, subscribe. It's okay. We need 50 comments and 200 likes every show. We've been kicking ass on comments, And I'm getting in there and contributing myself and thanking everybody, because that's how much I love you guys. So I'll catch up on emails later on. I want to thank everybody. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night. Because what are we? Goof on is truthology for ufology. Thank you, Mr. Big Feet, for that 99-cent super sticker. It goes right back in the kitty. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.
I don't know what you're complaining about. All you have to do is go to sleep. I'm not asking you to come with me. I would dare. I know you wouldn't. You're scared of your own shadow and terrified of dear Uncle Gustav. Yes, I am. Well, I'm not. I don't care if he does find me gone. The cult